A poem called The Crow. Had a thought the other day. Felt the flutter of an old memory return after being years locked away. Rising from the well of childhood, up and out. And into the fraught world of conscious thought. It's funny how the mind works. How the preservation to deep impact can lock certain images up and pack them away. Only they never disappear. Just lie in the tombs of your psyche, mummy-like, waiting to reappear with their moans and their wails, carrying fear. The memory took flight, soaring freely as it landed right beside me, dark like a crow. And calling to bestow my first recollections of death. I was 8 years old. Someone I looked up to, aspired to be like and be liked by them. A main player in our childhood haven where the road was the hub and stage to all the games that we played. To my boyish eyes, the older lads were the focal point of aspiration, and this main character the centre of our adulation. They wore the crown effortlessly with a sure ease for all to see. I'd watch in awe, our wheelies pulled, slitters poked against the wall, the Air Max swagger somebody we thought had it all. Yeah. Until all of it was lost. In an act of tragedy, our community was presented with the reality that only some things carry certainty. And while statistically the ungone passes frequently, to our horror we witness that this comes with no guarantee. I spent my days in that summer lost in a haze of fantasy, wondering if it'd be me instead. I'd visualise fatal scenario after scenario as the black crow in my mind to fly solo and in total control. Long rambles in hypothetical graveyards, dodging stones and tombs to creating self-eulogies, the power of the constructed word now apparent to me as I delved into the nooks and crannies of each situation with its fatal conclusion. An imagination, previously used for playing pirates and games, had morphed into a thanatology expert of distinct acclaim, as I'd see every second, breath and moment leading up to death's firm clasp. I lived every death on a scale, because to me, that was never a hero's tale. That's where and when the best went, irregardless of age or years spent playing on the road. The shelter against mortal exposure was tragically over. Death now lived around the corner, and sure wasn't there heaven where everyone saw you. But heaven must have lived in the clouds, because the day-to-day absence felt shrouded a lot of us. The darkest of days, and in many ways a certain childish innocence was lost. Carefree was no longer free, and the cost was paid by all. And as life has moved by to faster gears, to an ever-worrying blend of seasons to years, the crow flies more frequently and causing me more regularly. And I wonder, if its birth in my life hadn't been a reality, would I have a different sense of mortality? Would my largely non-denominational conditioning to view the afterlife through whatever prism I chose ever have arisen at such an early stage? Who knows? But the parallels between birth and death were set in motion from that point on. And the relationships between the opposite poles and the juxtaposition of the complicated poles has never left me. And while I see the crow more as time goes by, it doesn't seem as dark as it did through my youthful eyes. Definitely never could. Thanks so much.